Hey, I'm back in my craft studio after a bit of an absence. And like the title says, if you have seen or heard of or not heard of snow globes in a pen form with a lot of beads that you buy a lot of off of Temu, Beatable Bliss, Hobby Lobby, etc. I'm going to put it all together for you today, kind of as fast as I can, as not long-windedness as possible. I'm just going to make a few of them today to show you how to do this. And we're actually going to be making our first one together. So this could end up a big fail. It probably won't, though, because I'm fairly good at crafts. Um, Christmas holidays, they are over, so I don't have that as an excuse. I bought all of these. Valentine's is coming up, not too far away. So if I'm going to make these for anybody, I've got to get it done now. So first thing you do, beadable pens. They are, if you're like me and didn't know about them until a few months ago, they are literally found everywhere online. I thought people were just buying pens and somehow stringing beads onto them, but they come with this rod. And for snow globe or water globe beadable pens, they've got this little canister. Watched a few tutorials that I found, and some people said you actually don't have to put water in it. They like just to put the glitter and mix in there. But I want water. I want to make a mess. So let's see if we can. We're already making a mess. You unscrew that off. Got my pliers to get this little very extremely flimsy silicone plug. So I do think I'm going to follow a tip that I'd seen online that we need some extra glue when it comes to sealing that tip. So we'll worry about that in a little bit. But for now, fairly reasonably simple, and it got an extremely tiny funnel that fits right in there. That's step one. They also included this little wire screen that's good for just kind of steadying it as we fill right in there. Distilled water. I did steal some from upstairs. Husband has a CPAP. Water thief. Reading about that. If you just use regular water, then in a few months it'll be kind of murky and gunky and yeah, bacteria. We don't want that. I did have access to insulin syringe. I completely snipped the end off of it so that it will just draw up. Elmer's Magical Liquid. Now, a lot of people online, they just use dishwashing soap. They just use regular Elmer's glue. If that's what you got, great. But the best of them said to get this stuff. And am I going to follow an exact amount? No. I'll put a little bit into a little basin of water. I'm going to kind of swirl it around. The instructions on the Elmer's Magical Liquid say a 1-to-1 ratio to make slime. We're not really wanting to make slime. We're just wanting the inclusions, the little glitter pieces, confetti, to move slowly in this reservoir in the pen. So, like I said, this is the first one. Your first one, if it turns out crappy, give it to somebody you don't like as much. So let's get a little more glue because we want it to be You want the little things to move around slow like a lava lamp. So that has got a little bit of air left in there, but I have no idea how much room all these little particles are going to take. Let's put that back in there. Let's close the lid on the glue so that it doesn't go anywhere. So this came, I bought the whole kit, Beadable Bliss. They sent the all of the inclusions, the wire, the pins with the reservoir, all of that. I bought the Elmer's Magical Liquid on Amazon. Got the funnels out from under the kitchen sink. Yeah, it's kind of hard to open up. It's pink glitter, and I think they're hearts. I have my glasses on, but still can't see. I'm just going to chuck a few of them in there. Let's see what it looks like. I got a pair of tweezers to kind of force them down into there. Well, they're floating around. They're kind of doing what they're supposed to do. And I just realized this pen, the ends of it are red, so I put in some pink glitter, and let's put in, no, I don't want it to be all uglied up, but wasn't really thinking about what color I wanted in there. Just wanted to get something in there, and I did. Let's put some red non-glitter. All right, down in there. Funnel definitely helps, along with a tweezer, because of I don't even think that it's the glue making it stick around the rim of the funnel, just the fact that the funnel's wet. All these little tiny particles get stuck. Sorry, I'm trying to remember where y'all are looking at me. And it actually is moving around kind of slowly in there. So I've got red and pink. Like I said, the ends of the pen are red. Maybe I want, that's not what I want. I could have come on here with a plan ahead of time, but I didn't. So welcome. If you're new here, you're all new here. What are you talking about? What I say that you've been around for a long time? I only been posting on here for a month, so everybody's new. If you're new, if you're old, like me, we learn together. We make mistakes together. Real YouTube. So at least I learned that I'm not a cross stitch person. We're not falling down that well again. Um, So, and remembering where you put your stuff. Here's the little plug. They said you want to leave the tiniest of an air bubble, so of course it gives room for the liquid to swirl from one end to the other. I think it needs a little bit more water. What do I know? Not the expert. But after I make 12 more of these, I will be. I don't know if I'm going to make it to 12 more of them, but a few. That's a little more water. We're pretty full. Good thing I brought some tissue. For now, for the time being, I'm not going to glue that down until I can be sure I'm happy with what I put in there. There's a couple little stars that fell out of it. Let's see, without even putting beads on it yet. Oh, it actually, where are you? It actually is pretty neat. Let me try turning this ring light off for a second, blinding you and me. Not much better. I'm not YouTube famous, I'm YouTube new. But the little chunky pieces are moving around, so I'm happy that it's doing what I wanted it to do, and it actually really does look good. Sorry that you can't tell as much as I can. All right, for me, that was the hard part, getting started, just like YouTube. But I got these beads in here. What I did set up ahead of time for you all so that you wouldn't have to watch me on the struggle bus is I got out what I think are the majority of the Valentine's looking pins to work with. I'm not going to make you suffer through forever on this video. We've made this one. Let me do the part that I do understand and feel confident about. Getting some cute pins, Valentine's theme. And I will rinse and repeat and try some more on these glitters. I'll give you some yeses and nos and takeaways on there, but that actually looks pretty good. I was worried about putting the pink in there first, but having some pink, silver, and red, cute. What can we do with this? For me personally, I like the shorter pins, but everybody that I'm making them for, they like more. So I do switch out to the extension rod. And pretty much every time that I do that, I've got to get the needle nose pliers to hold this and get it in there tight. I do see that some people add glue to this part to glue it down, make it permanent, and I've never done that. I can see why you would, because every now and then I feel it kind of feel a little flimsy, but I haven't had any of them break apart, and I like kind of flicking the beads around, and if nothing else, the other thing is if I decide that I don't want that or want something else, or let's say one of the beads breaks or tears up after a while, then it's no big deal. I can disassemble. All right, let's see what I got, because I'm sure that I've got, these are trial and error too. We'll fumble around and see if we can make something pretty. My first bead, I always like, not that I'm so completely anal retentive about it, but I like the first bead to coordinate, but not match the pin part. So I wouldn't want to put a solid red bead here. I just like different. Now, you'll see, we all have our own style, and that's that. I like a spacer bead of red. This one, there we go. My focal bead, I think I want to be this little chipmunk with a heart. So I'm going to save him. There's my saving coaster right there. Let's see, something to break it up. I like this big heart, but I don't want to do red against red. So something pink, because we got some pink inclusions floating around in the glue water. You know, on these beads though, sometimes it's like, did they make a hole? And they did. Got that. I want another kind of a plain spacer. And I know I grabbed some out there. That. A heart. The heart almost doesn't have a bead hole. Oh, no, almost can't get it off at all. Let's try another one. Maybe he's more well made. They do actually make a tool for beads that you can run through there and fix the hole. But you know what? It is not helping today. I do have that tool upstairs. And I'm not going up there. I'm not going to make you sit there and wait, because if you hadn't noticed, I don't edit. I should edit. Eventually I will. But I won't be on this one. I can tell you now. I get frustrated enough. Hey, we're looking super tacky already. So that's all right. I don't know how much more will actually fit. I gotta think about spacing it out. Brown chipmunk, oh, you went right there. You found a friend. I'm not mad at that at all. I'm okay with this. So here's my little, you know what comes in handy in this case? A bead pen stand. Because when I added that longer rod, I forgot to take the tip off for the short rod. So now we'll get that on there. And just give them a good twist. If I really wanted to push the issue, I could, you know what? Yeah. And this is another reason why I don't see myself ever gluing them down. Changed my mind so many times about the way I want it to look. Don't like that either. Bear with me. Final product is coming. Sometimes I really try to force it, but I've learned that it looks kind of cheesy if I try to ram stuff down there and squish them all on. Okay, I think I got a winner. And I can stop being indecisive and get his little pen in cap. And I'm going to use this one at work tomorrow. Yes, most of my work is done on the computer, but I still end up pretty much filling at least 2 pages of notebook paper with notes. So let me sit him out here with less distractions. Pretty cute. And the stuff. I actually probably shouldn't have gone back to add that second blob of glue. A little bit of glue will do you. Like what was in that insulin syringe? Maybe what do we have here? Probably about 20 units in the insulin syringe full of glue would have been enough. I think I went back and added 30 more. So this got it moving really slow, like slime. But I think it's really neat. These are fun to make. I'll be honest, it's not fun learning camera angles and stuff, but I'm getting there, and I hope you like these. To any of my friends and family who are watching these, hey, hello. Yes, you will be burdened with more pins for every season because I like making these. I like buying the products. I like looking for what's new, and so yeah, and yeah. Have a good weekend. I think that'll be it for me. So from this point on, I couldn't figure out how to get the remote to turn the camera off, and it was still recording. And you know I hate editing, so I had to figure out how to cut the end of it off. I just decided to leave the appearance of it in there and explain to you how dumb I am. Bye. Shit.